So welcome back to Bankerwings. In this video we are going to discuss another 100 questions that are important for your SBI Cbo interview. Okay, here I am going to discuss most of the banking governance questions that are important for your interview. Okay, let us start the video. So in case if you have not watched my previous video, please first watch that video, because in that I have covered all the previous year questions that were asked in various SBI Cbo interviews. Okay, first watch that video, after that come back to this video. So before starting this video, one thing I want to tell you: in your SBI Cbo interview, your resume is going to play a huge role. Okay, first download the resume that you have submitted to the SBI bank and study each and every detail that you have mentioned in your resume, because almost 60% of the questions will be based on your resume only. Okay, whatever the profile that you have submitted to your SBI during your application process, so based on that your interview will be there. Okay, so first study resume. Once you finish your resume, first after that watch my first video, and after that you cover this video. Okay, so this should be your sequence. In this video also I have covered more than 100 questions that are important from the SBI interview point of view. So without wasting any time, let us start the video. Okay, first question. So very easy question. So who is the chairman of State Bank of India? So I think everybody knows this. So who is the present chairman of SBI? It is Chella Srinivasalu Setti. That is CS Setti is the present chairman of SBI. So next question. Where is the headquarter of SBI? Where is the headquarter of SBI? Very easy question. We all know it is in Mumbai. Okay. Next question. What is the tagline of SBI? What is the tagline of SBI? The banker to every Indian. Okay, so this is the tagline of SBI. Next question. In which year SBI was nationalized? SBI was nationalized in the year 1955. See, similarly you also should study your present bank details also. Okay, so suppose if you are working in Canara Bank, so you should study who is the MD and CEO of your bank, and where is its headquarters, what is its present business figures. Okay, and in which year it is nationalized. These things you should know. Let's move on to the next question. Loans under Startup India scheme is given only to. So here, loans under Stand Up India scheme is given only to. We know that Stand Up India scheme is especially made for women, SC and ST. Okay, and what is the minimum loan amount? Minimum loan amount under Stand Up India scheme is 10 lakhs and maximum is 1 crore rupees. In the recent budget, this amount has been increased to 2 crores, but it is not yet been notified in the by the RBI or any other banks or any other ministry by finance ministry. So as of now, the maximum amount remains to be 1 crore. Okay, in the budget it has been announced that it will be increased by 2 crores, but so far it is 1 crore only. So if the question is asked what is the maximum limit, it is 1 crore only. And under Stand Up India scheme, each branch has to sanction at least one Stand Up India scheme to women and one loan account to SC and ST. Okay, so this is all about Stand Up India scheme. And in Stand Up India scheme, what kind of projects are given? Loan is given to what kind of projects? Only greenfield projects. Under Stand Up India scheme, loan is given only to greenfield projects. What do you mean by greenfield projects? That unit should be first unit of the customer. Okay, that should be the first and new unit of the customer. So that is called greenfield project. So Stand Up India loan is given only to greenfield projects. Next, PMEGP loans are given only to, so PMEGP loans are given only to new units only. Okay, it is not given to existing units. So what is PMEGP? Pradhan Mantri Employment Generation Program. Next, dash training certificate is mandatory to sanction PMEGP loan. So what is the name of the training certificate? It is called EDP training certificate. What is EDP training certificate? Entrepreneurship Development Program. Okay, EDP means Entrepreneurship Development Program. So this is a training conducted. Who conducts this training? It is conducted by KVIC, KVIB or DIC. What is the duration of the training? It is 10 days. So again, one more question. Who is the implementing agencies for PMEGP? It is KVIC or KVIB or DIC are the implementing agencies for PMEGP. At national level, who is the implementing agency for PMEGP at national level? It is KVIC. At state level, it is KVIC or KVIB or DIC. Next question. Maximum project cost under PMEGP for manufacturing unit. So it is 50 lakhs. So under PMEGP for manufacturing unit, it is 50 lakhs. And maximum project cost under PMEGP for service units, it is 20 lakhs. Remember, for manufacturing unit, it is 50 lakh. For service unit, it is 20 lakhs. Next, up to dash lakhs loans under PMEGP does not need any collateral. Okay, collateral as per RBI guidelines. Up to what limit collateral free loans can be given under PMEGP? It is up to 10 lakh rupees. Okay. Next question. What is the rate of subsidy under PMEGP? In PMEGP, there is a separate subsidy rate for each general category and SC, ST, OBC, and it is also different for urban and rural. And for urban and rural, general, SC, ST, OBC, transgenders and aspirational districts. So this is all these are called special category. Okay. So for general in urban it is 50%, and for a special category it is 25%. In rural for general it is 25%, and in urban for special category for special category in rural it is 35%. How will you remember it? Urban 15%, 25%, rural 25% and 35%. It is general, it is special category. Okay. And what is the margin money? What is the beneficiary contribution? Beneficiary contribution under PMEGP. Under PMEGP, for general category, beneficiary must contribute at least 10%, and special category they must contribute at least 5% from their pocket. Next, what is the new loan limits under PM SVANidhi scheme? So what is the full form of PM SVANidhi? Pradhan Mantri, this is Street Vendor Atma Nirbhar Nidhi. Okay. So what is the new limit? So the recently government has changed limits for limits under PM SVANidhi. First treche it is 15,000, and second one 25,000, and third one it is 50,000. So earlier first treche was 10,000, second treche was 20,000, and third treche was 50,000. Now new limits are 15,000, 25,000 and 50,000. 1000. Okay. So what is the important document in order to get a PM SVANidhi loan? What is that important document? That is identity card given by urban local body. So this is an important document without which you cannot sanction PM SVANidhi loan. And what is the rate of interest? What is the subsidy that is available for under PM SVANidhi? It is 7%. Next question. What is the loan limit under PM Vishwakarma scheme? So total loan given under PM Vishwakarma scheme is 3 lakh rupees in 2 installments. And first installment 1 lakh rupees is given, and second installment 2 lakh rupees is given, and customer has to repay 1 lakh in 18 months and 2 lakh in 30 months. And what is the rate of interest that has to be paid by the borrower? It is only 5%. Okay. Next, who are Vishwakarmas? Who are Vishwakarmas? Vishwakarmas are traditional artisans. For example, carpenter, goldsmith, blacksmith, shoemakers, pottery. Okay, so etc. So there are total of 18 trades are targeted under PM Vishwakarma scheme. Next question. What is the rate of interest charged on PM Vishwakarma scheme loan? It is 5%. Borrower has to pay 5% of interest. Next, education loans up to dash amount is given collateral free under model education scheme of IBA. IBA means Indian Bankers Association. Up to what limit? Up to 4 lakh. Banks are not supposed to take any collateral for education loans, and up to 7.5 lakh only student parent as a co-applicant and co-obligation is taken. Again, no collateral is taken. Up to 4 lakh only students and parents KYC as taken, and student and parent are made co-applicants. Okay. Next question. As per RBI guidelines, no collateral is required to sanction crop loans and agri allied loans. So what is the collateral free loans under agriculture sector? It is 2 lakh rupees. Earlier it was 1.6 lakh. Now it has been made 2 lakh rupees. Next, what is LTV? LTV, what is the full form of LTV? Loan to value. Okay. So what do you mean by loan to value? Suppose let us say I have a property of say 1 crore. So now I get I take a loan of, so the bank sanctions me a loan of 75 lakh against my property. So here what is my LTV? LTV is, what is LTV? Here LTV is 75%, because bank has sanctioned 75% of my property value. So LTV means loan to value. Loan to value. Value of what? Value of property. So my property value is 1 crore and bank has sanctioned 75 lakhs. So here what is my LTV? It is 75%. I hope you understood. Next, what is the LTV of gold loan? See, for LTV of gold loan there is no standard there is no standard percentage. Usually banks sanction from 75% to 90%, depending on, it depends from bank to bank and depending on type of jewelry that is been pledged. Next, short term crop loan becomes NPA after. See, short term crop loan becomes NPA after 2 crop seasons. Okay, if the customer has not repaid or not renewed his crop loan account even after 2 crop seasons, then that account becomes NPA. Next, long term crop loan becomes NPA after 1 crop season. Okay, the long term crop loan becomes NPA after one crop season. An account will be classified as SMA 0 when it is overdue for. First of all, what is SMA? What is the full form of SMA? Specially mentioned account. Okay. And what is SMA 0? When account is overdue for 0 to 30 days. And what is SMA 1? When account is overdue for 31 to 60 days. And what is SMA 2? When account is overdue for 61 to 90 days. Okay. So here SMA 0 is asked. What is SMA 0? What is the answer? 0 to 30 days. Next, an account will be classified as SMA 1 when account is overdue for 31 to 60 days. And SMA 2 61 to 90 days. Next, an account will be called substandard when account is in NPFR. See, there are three kind of categories. One is standard. Standard account is account when there is no overdue. And next is substandard. Substandard is also called SSA. When account is in NPA less than or equal to 12 months, then it is called substandard. Then doubtful asset, that is DA1. DA1 is 12 to 24 months. And next DA2, that is doubtful asset 2, it is 24 to 48, not 36. Remember, it is 24 to 48 months. And DA3, if the account is in NPA for more than 48 months, then it will be called DA3. Remember this table: substandard 12 months, DA1 12 to 24 months, DA2 24 to 48 months, DA3 more than 48 months. Now coming back to the question, account will be called substandard when account is in NPA for up to 12 months. Okay, then account will be called as substandard. Next, account will be classified as doubtful one, that is DA1 when account is in NPA for, I told you, 12 to 24 months. Okay, DA2, so remember it is 24 to 48 months. DA3 when account is in NPA for more than 48 months, then it will be classified as DA3. Then what is the provisioning required for a loss account or written off account? What is the provisioning required for loss account? Whenever account is declared as loss, then bank has to make 100% of the 100% as a provision. Suppose if the loan is of 1 lakh rupees including principal plus interest, and this is declared as a loss, then bank has to make a provision of 1 lakh rupees against that loan. So provision required for loss account is 100%. Minimum overdue to initiate SARFAESI action. So what is the minimum overdue in order to SARFAESI action? It is 20% of the principal plus interest or 1 lakh, whichever is higher. So the total outstanding in the account should be at least 1 lakh, or principal and interest should be more than 20%. So then only a bank can initiate SARFAESI action. So who is the authority to permit SARFAESI action? So who is the authority in a bank? So any officer of scale 4 and above can initiate SARFAESI action. So what is the full form of SARFAESI? What is the full form of SARFAESI? S means securitization, and R means reconstruction, securitization and reconstruction of financial assets and enforcement of security interest. Okay, so looks little bit lengthy and difficult, so practice at least 2 to 5 times. Take a pen and paper and practice, and you will remember it. Okay, and sometimes the full form is asked. Dash notice is given for 60 days under SARFAESI. So in order to SARFAESI starts when you issue a notice to the customer for 60 days. What that notice is called? What we call that notice? It is called as demand notice, and demand notice is issued for 60 days. And who signs this demand notice? It is signed by any officer who is scale 4 and above in a bank. Okay, once demand notice is served, what is the next step? You have to wait for 60 days. If the customer doesn't repay, then you have to take a possession. So here possession are two types. One is physical possession or symbolic possession. So what do you mean by physical possession? Physical possession means you will go and lock that house. Okay, you will go and lock that house and throw out the people from that house. So it cannot be done without the permission of DC or magistrate. Okay, you have to take a permission from the district commissioner or from a judge of a court, then only you can do that. And symbolic possession, here it is just symbolic in nature, where you will go and paste a notice on the door of the borrower. Okay, this is the difference between physical possession and symbolic possession. After taking possession, what you will do? You will publish it in two newspapers. One is in local language, other one is English. And after that, you will send a sale notice. And after sending sale notice, you have to give 30 days of time. Still that borrower is not paying, then you have to auction it, and in the auction you have to sell the property. Okay, this is the timeline for SARFAESI action. Next, why SARFAESI is an important tool for bank? Because here bank can recover its dues without going to court. Okay, without going to court. And another thing is, it is time bound. It is time bound, and bank has the right to sell the property. Bank can sell the property, or it can change the management, or it can appoint its own management for the property. So hence it is an important recovery tool for the bank. Can you initiate a SARFAESI action when the suit is filed with DRT for the same account? Yes, you can initiate. So DRT and SARFAESI, both action at a time, can go hand in hand. Appeal against SARFAESI action can be challenged only in, suppose if the bank initiates a SARFAESI action, where can customer go and appeal? He can appeal only in DRT. Okay, no other court is no other court will entertain appeal against SARFAESI action. The customer has to go to DRT. So what is the full form of DRT? Debt Recovery Tribunal. And appeal against DRT order can be made in DRAT. What is DRAT? Debt Recovery Appellate Tribunal. Suppose, let us say, here is a bank and it initiates SARFAESI action. Okay, and customer or bank, both are if either of them is not satisfied, then they can approach DRT. And if they are not satisfied with the order of DRT, then they can go to DRAT, that is Debt Recovery Appellate Tribunal. If they are not satisfied with the order of DRAT, then they have to go to Supreme Court only. Okay, I hope this is clear. Next question. Appeal against DRT can be made only in, I told you in the previous slide, only made in Supreme Court. Minimum amount to file a case in DRT is, what is the minimum amount? It is 50 lakh rupees only. Sorry, minimum amount is 20 lakh. It is not 50. Sorry, it is 20 lakh. So what is this 20 lakh? It is both principal and interest, both together. The outstanding should be at least 20 lakh. Then bank can go and file a suit in DRT. Once SARFAESI is initiated, can OTS be done? Can you please answer this question? So once SARFAESI is initiated, can OTS be done? Yes or no? Yes or no? Can you settle the account under OTS once SARFAESI is initiated? So the answer is yes, but there is a condition. What is that condition? The bank should have tried to sell the property at least 2 times. At least 2 times. That means that property should have gone to auction at least 2 times, and both the times it has failed. Then only the account can be settled under OTS. Okay, 2 times that auction should have failed. Okay, nobody has come forward to take that property. Under those circumstances, bank can settle the account under OTS. Can bank sell customer property under SARFAESI? Yes, it can sell. Once account is restructured, it must be classified as. See, once a restructuring done, it must be immediately classified to NPA. Suppose if it is a standard account. Suppose if it is a standard account and restructuring is done, then it has to be sent to NPA, provided there are some exceptions like crop loans where there was some natural calamity and Reserve Bank of India has given directions to keep it under standard. Under standard. So under those circumstances, that can be kept in a standard category. Other than that, it has to be transferred to NPA. Suppose if the account is already in NPA and it has been restructured, what will happen? It will remain in the same category as it was before NPA. Suppose if there was a NPA account which was in DA1 category and it was restructured. Okay, what will happen? It will remain in DA1 only. If it is if the account was standard, then it has to be transferred to NPA. And what category it has to be transferred? It has to be straight away transferred to DA1, doubtful asset. It cannot be transferred to SSA. Maximum guarantee coverage under CGTMSE. Before going to the, what is the full form of CGTMSE? Credit Guarantee Trust for Micro and Small Enterprises. What is the maximum guarantee coverage? It is 10 crores. Okay, and here which kind of units are covered? Only micro and small units are covered. Medium enterprises are not covered under CGTMSE. Next, Mudra loans are covered under Dash Credit Guarantee Scheme. It is covered under CGFMU. What is CGFMU? Credit Guarantee Fund for Micro Units. Maximum coverage under CGFMU. What is the maximum coverage under CGFMU? It is 20 lakh rupees. Next question, very important question. This question is asked in various interviews and even in exams also. What is the provisioning required in case of an NPA account covered under CGTMSE? So account is covered under CGTMSE and account becomes NPA. Then what is the provision that bank has to make? So under these circumstances, when account is covered under CGTMSE, no provisioning is required. Remember, when account is covered under CGTMSE, if it becomes NPA, no provisioning is required because it is guaranteed by central government. Next, what is the full form of CGTMSE? What is the full form of CGTMSE? C means credit guarantee, T means trust, M means micro, S means small, E means enterprises. Okay, what is CGTMSE? Credit guarantee trust for micro small enterprises. Next, what is the full form of CGFMU? So full form of C means credit, G means guarantee, F means fund, M means for micro, U means units. So credit guarantee fund for micro units. Next, CGTMSE is a subsidiary of SIDBI. So what is SIDBI? Small Industrial Development Bank of India. Next, what is the general claim under CGTMSE? It is 75%. Okay, general claim under CGTMSE is 75%. Suppose if the person has taken 1 crore of loan and account becomes NPA. Okay, NPA. Okay, now what is the maximum claim? Suppose if the interest is suppose 1 crore is principal and interest is around let us assume it is around 30 lakh. Now total outstanding will be 1.3 crores. Now what is the claim? Claim will be 75% of 1.3 crore will be settled by CGTMSE. Next, claim for women under CGTMSE, it is 90%. Okay, for general categories it is 75%. It is on general terms, and for women it is 90%. What is the PSL target for scheduled commercial banks? So what is the PSL target for scheduled commercial banks? It is 40% of ANBC or CEOBE. What is ANBC? Adjusted net bank credit, and COBE is credit equivalent to off-sheet balance exposure. Suppose if you can't remember this full form, simply remember 40% of total credit. Okay. Next, what is the PSL target for RRBs? Very easy question. What is it? It is 75% of the ANBC or COBE, whichever is higher, or simply 75% of total credit. Next, what is the PSL target for SFBs? See, this is important question because recently it has been changed. Earlier for small finance banks PSL target was 75%. Now it has been reduced to 60%. So what is the PSL target for small finance banks now? It is 60% of ANBC or CEOBE, whichever is higher. Next, what is the PSL target for agriculture for all the banks? It is 18%, and in this 18%, 10% is for small and marginal farmers. Okay. Next question, what is the PSL target for MSME? So PSL target for MSME is 7.5%. Next question, up to what limit education loan can be categorized under PSL? So it is up to 25 lakhs. See, it has been revised. Earlier it was 20 lakhs. Now it has been revised to 25 lakhs. What is the loan limit for startups to categorize it under PSL? Okay, for startups it is loan up to 50 crores is categorized as in agriculture in our country, and MSME generates more than 60 crore jobs in our country. And again, exports play a huge role in balance of our payments. So we know that education and health are basic necessities. Similarly, social infrastructure and renewable energy, which is vital for our environmental protection. So these are sectors that are important for the national growth. Next, what is the maximum amount insured by DICGC for each depositor in a bank? So what is the limit? It is 5 lakh 5 lakh per customer. Okay, what is DICGC? Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporation. So each customer is insured with 5 lakh rupees. It includes principal, it includes amount plus interest. Okay, both together it is up to 5 lakh. Next, which portal allows a customer to search for an unclaimed deposit across the banks? So there is a portal which is launched by Reserve Bank of India to search unclaimed deposits. So what is the name of the portal? It is Udyam portal. Now on Udyam portal, up to what limit we can search? So there is no limit. Okay, so you can search all unclaimed deposits in the Udyam portal. What is the full form of Udyam portal? Full form is Unclaimed Deposits and Gateway to Access Information. So this is the full form. Unclaimed Deposits and Gateway to Access Information is the full form of Udyam. So bulk deposit for SCB means Scheduled Commercial Banks, RRBs. So for Scheduled Commercial Banks, bulk deposit is up to 3 crores, and for RRBs it is up to 1 crore. If you mobilize more than 1 crore in RRBs, it is called as a bulk deposit. In other scheduled commercial banks, it is up to 3 crores. Okay, so earlier this limit was just 15 lakh for RRBs. Okay, now Reserve Bank of India has revised this limit, so it increased from 15 lakh to 1 crore for RRBs and local area banks. And for scheduled commercial banks, earlier it was 1.5 crore, now it has been increased to 3 crores. What are demand deposits? So demand deposits are those deposits which bank needs to pay on demand. For example, deposits in savings bank accounts, current account, and deposit credit balance in working capital. So these are called demand deposit. Demand deposit simply mean they have to be paid when customer demands it. Whenever customer asks the amount, the bank has to repay. So these are called demand deposits. Deposits in SB account, current account, and credit balance in working capital are called demand deposits. Next, time deposits. Time deposits are your recurring deposit, and fixed deposit are time deposits because they are fixed for a certain period of time, hence they are called time deposits. Next, as per the nomination rules under Banking Laws Amendment Act 2025, customer may nominate up to dash person either simultaneously or successively. How many people a person can nominate? Up to 4 people can be nominated to a single account. So a single account can have 4 nominations. So next, what is the difference between DD and check? Difference between demand draft and check. So here DD is exclusively issued by the bank, check is issued by the account holder. DD is guaranteed because funds are paid upfront, and here the check payment is not guaranteed because there may be funds or there may not be any funds. If there are no funds, then the check will get bounced, and once DD is issued, it cannot be cancelled. Okay, but check can be cancelled by the account holder. Here there is no signature verification because it is given by the bank, and in check the signature must tally. Okay, so these are the basic differences. Next, positive pay norms are applicable for clearing checks above 50,000 and above. Next, what is the difference between invoice and bill of exchange? See, invoice and bill of exchange are same, like both are what we say, both are called bills or invoices, but invoices used only in domestic transactions. If something is purchased within a country, then invoice is issued. If you are purchasing something from outside of country, or if you are exporting or importing from other country, then that invoice is called bill of exchange. Next, what is the general rate of GST applicable on banking services? So what is the general rate? It is 18%. Next, what is MSME? So what is MSME? What is the full form of MSME? Micro, small and medium. What is E? Enterprises. Okay, MSME, micro and medium enterprises. Next, what is the classification criteria of MSME? See, classification is based on investment and turnover. Okay, it is a composite criteria of investment and turnover for both manufacturing and service unit. Next, how MSMEs are classified. See, it is important because there was a recent change. This classification is effective from 1/4/2025. This investment limit and turnover limit have been increased. Investment limit is increased by 2.5 times and turnover limit is increased by 2 times in the last budget. Okay, so this is the MSME classification which is applicable from 1/4/2025. So what is a micro unit? Micro enterprise is which is having investment of up to 2.5 crore and turnover of 10 crore. Small unit, investment of 25 crore, turnover of 100 crore. Medium unit, investment of 125 crore and turnover of 500 crore. So this classification is important. Please remember this table. So how will we remember? Micro, small and medium. Here investment, turnover. So this is 2.5, 25, 125. This is 10, put 10 and here 500. Okay, remember this. Next, as per the RBI guidelines, what is the composite loan limit for MSME? First of all, what is composite loan? Composite loan is term loan plus working capital. Now RBI has mandated that whenever a bank sanctions a term loan to a MSME unit, it must also sanction working capital, because from the term loan what we can purchase? From the term loan we can purchase machineries and fixed asset, but in order to run a company we need working capital. So whenever a bank sanctions term loan, it must also sanction working capital. So the term loan plus working capital both together are called composite loan. And what is the composite loan limit? It is 1 crore rupees. Okay, it is 1 crore rupees. Next, which certificate is mandatory for MSME unit? So I have already told you, it is URC, that is Udyam registration certificate. What is the importance of URC? So what is URC? Udyam registration certificate. What is its important? See, when we get a URC, first of all, that unit will be able to get all the benefits of government schemes. Okay, whatever the government scheme benefits are there, it can avail. Without URC it cannot avail. Okay, and second thing, it will act as a registration form. Okay, or it will classify MSME as micro, small and medium enterprises officially. And other thing, here when a unit is having, it will get concessional rate of interest. Okay, and for all other works, like in order to get power supply, electricity power supply, or any other license from central and state government, that URC is mandatory. And when an MSME gets URC certificate, it will be able to participate in procurement policy of central government. Procurement policy of central government. So what is this procurement policy? Here, whenever a central government department or central government public sector unit or central government ministry purchases something, it has to purchase 25% of its annual purchase from MSME unit only. Okay, so here they have to purchase only from the MSMEs that are having URC. So these are the benefits of URC. Next, basic documents required to URC. What are the basic documents? Aadhaar card, PAN card and bank statement. Next, dash document is required to settle a death claim if there is no nominee in the account. So there is a basic document. What is that document? family tree or succession certificate is mandatory. Next, bank should sanction within dash days for the loans up to 25 lakhs for MSME. So for loans up to 25 lakhs for MSME should be sanctioned within 14 working days. Okay, 14 working days it must be sanctioned. What is the minimum amount of default to declare a customer as a willful defaulter? 25 lakhs. Suppose if the customer defaults more than 25 lakhs, then a bank can declare a customer as a willful defaulter. So once a person is declared as willful defaulter, what are the consequences? The person cannot launch any new company for how many years? For 5 years. And other thing, he will not get any institutional credit. Okay, and where this data will be available? It will be where this willful defaulters data will be available. It will be available on that bank's website and also on RBI's website. What are liquidity ratios? Important basic question of credit analysis in case if you have worked in credit section. So what are liquidity ratios? There are 3 ratios. They are current ratio, quick ratio and cash ratios. These are called liquidity ratios because these ratios indicate liquidity position of a company. What is liquidity position? Liquidity position means the cash and cash equivalents that company is having in order to run a company for a period of 1 year. Okay, why liquidity ratios are important? Why they are important? Because as I told you, this liquidity is important in order to run day-to-day business. So when liquidity ratios are good, so which means that the company has sufficient funds to run day-to-day business. It does not face any problem in running a day-to-day business. What are current liabilities? So current liabilities means these are the liabilities that need to be paid within 12 months. Suppose there is a company, so it has to make payments. So the payments that are due for the next 12 months are called current liabilities. Okay, example, sundry creditors, rent and salary. Next, what is quick ratio? Quick ratio, here first of all, before going to quick ratio, first of all understand what is current ratio. Okay, what is current ratio? Current ratio is current asset divided by current liabilities. Okay, and what are current assets? These are the assets which can be converted into cash in next 12 months. Okay, in next 12 months we can convert those assets into cash. They are called current assets. And what are current liabilities? These are the liabilities that we have to make. These are the payments that are to be made in next 12 months. Okay, in next 12 months. And example for current assets, what are current assets? Example, cash, okay, bank deposits and inventory and debtors means the company has given some materials to its customers on debt, so they are called debtors. And what are current liabilities? Examples for current liabilities are your salary, okay, we have to pay the rent, okay, we have to pay the insurance and any interest payment that we have to make within next 12 months. These are called current liabilities. Okay, and current ratio is given by current asset divided by current liabilities. And here this in current ratio, what happens? This is not going to give you the absolute measure of or perfect measure of current liquidity of a company, because current assets also contains inventory. Okay, this inventory may be absolute inventory or waste inventory that cannot be encashed within 12 months, or there must be some inventory that is waste, that is just shown as a current assets. So this current ratio does not give the exact liquidity position of a company. So in order to know the exact position, what we will do, we will find out another ratio which is called quick ratio. What is quick ratio? Quick ratio, in current assets we are going to minus inventory, okay, divided by current liabilities. This is called quick ratio. Quick ratio is going to give you the actual position of a company in terms of liquidity, how good it can manage its operations for the next 12 months. This quick ratio is a perfect measure to identify the liquidity of a company. Next, what is cash ratio? Simply, cash ratio means cash divided by current liabilities, cash and cash equivalents. Okay, cash and cash equivalents means any deposits in bank or marketable securities that can be immediately converted into cash, divided by current liabilities, is called cash ratio. Then what is the importance of cash ratio? See, from the banker's point of view, cash ratio is not that important, because we are not going to look at the cash ratio, because if the cash ratio is more, or if it is more than 1, then that company is having sufficient cash with it, so it doesn't know how to utilize that cash. So in that case, company does not require any loan. So hence cash ratio is of only academic interest. Next, what is current ratio? So we have already studied current assets divided by current liabilities. Then what is the ideal current ratio? It is 1.33:1. So what does that mean? So current ratio is given by current assets divided by current liabilities. So 1.33:1 means for every 100 rupees of liabilities that I have to make, I have 130 rupees. So with this 130 rupees, I can easily pay my 100 rupees for the next 12 months without any tension. So this is what the current ratio means. So here ideal ratio is 1.33. So if what if current ratio is less than 1? So if current ratio is less than 1 means the company is having more liabilities, company has more payments to make than its current assets. It has more payments to make than its current assets. Okay, so which means that company's liquidity position is not good. Okay. Next, what are the current assets? I have told you current assets are those assets which can be converted into cash in next 12 months. And what are the examples? Cash, bank deposits and inventory. And here inventory includes raw materials, work in progress plus finished goods. So all these together are called inventory. Next, what are tangible assets? Tangible assets are those assets which we can touch and feel. Example, machinery, land, building, furniture, etc. Next, what are intangible assets? See, it is an important question. It is usually asked in many of the interviews. So here, intangible assets, these are the assets which we cannot touch or feel, but still they add value and generate revenue to the company. For example, goodwill. So goodwill, what do you mean by goodwill? For example, you take a Tata. Okay, Tata, we know that it is a brand name. Okay, it is a brand name. If anybody, if you take any product, then we blindly believe and purchase that product because it is Tata, because they are known for their quality. So that goodwill bring them the revenue. Okay, that goodwill itself will increase their sales. So it is an asset for them. It, of course, it is not physically present, but that name or that reputation will generate income. So it is an intangible asset. Similarly, trademark, software license that company holds, copyright, etc. Okay, these are called intangible assets. Intangible assets are those assets which, these are the assets actually physically they are not present, but somehow they are adding value and helping the company to revenue helping the company to generate the revenue. Next, what is net worth? Simply total assets minus total liability is your net worth. So next question, which statement gives data about assets and liabilities of a company on a particular date? On a particular date, keyword is particular date, assets and liabilities. What is the statement? Which statement gives assets and liabilities of a company on a particular date? It is balance sheet. Next question, in a balance sheet, assets should always be equal to liabilities. Next, which statement gives the data about total income and expenditure of a company over a period of time, usually 1 year? Profit and loss account. See, if there is a company, so over a period of time there will be some income, there will be expenditure, and that will be done by the company. Okay, all these statements day to day, on a day to day basis, will be recorded in a statement. So this is called P&L account, profit and loss account. So there will be income that will be recorded here. If the outgoing, all the expenditures will be recorded here. This will be recorded over a period of time. Okay, it will be recorded from 1st April to 31st of March. Okay, for this is the period for which P&L account is maintained for a company. Next question. Now tell me, loss, whether loss is an asset or liability. Suppose there is a company which has suffered a loss. Now how that loss should be shown on the books of the companies, on books of the company. So whether you show a loss as an asset or liability. Here loss is shown as an asset for a company. Why it is shown as an asset for a company? Because the loss has happened even after utilizing all its resources. The company has utilized all its resources. In spite of that, that loss has occurred. Hence, this loss is considered as an asset. Then what kind of asset it is? It is a fictitious asset. What do you mean by fictitious asset? It is an dummy asset. This asset exists only on paper. Okay, it has no real value. It just exists on a paper, and it has to be this loss has to be written off over a period of time. Okay, over a period of time. Suppose there is a company, okay, in a company 2020 there is a company which has occurred a loss of 10 crore. So the company will not write off this entire 10 crore in single year. Okay, it will take some 2 to 5 years, or in some cases it will take more than 5 years to return off this loss. In the 21 they will write off 2 crores, next year 2 crores, next year 4 crores, next year 8 crores, like that they will write off this entire loss. So here loss is treated as an asset, but it is an what kind of asset it is? It is a fictitious asset. Then what do you mean by fictitious asset? It is simply a dummy asset which exists only on paper, and it will be written off over a period of time. Next, what are contingent liabilities? See, contingent liabilities which arise out of unforeseen circumstances. Okay, so for example, there is a company against which there is some court case is going on. Okay, here there are two possibilities: either company may win the case or company may lose the case. If the company wins the case, then it need not to pay any money. But if it loses a case, then it has to make some payments. So under the if the company loses, then it has to pay some payments. Then this contingent liabilities arise. Okay, but here these are not the actual liabilities. They may arise out of unforeseen or unexpected circumstances. Hence, they are called contingent liabilities. And where these contingent liabilities are mentioned, they are mentioned on footnote of a balance sheet. Okay, these contingent liabilities are mentioned on footnote of a balance sheet. Then what do you mean by working capital? So working capital is simply means that this is the amount required to complete one complete cycle of business operation. So for example, there is a company ABC which manufactures laptops. Okay, and what are the things that we require? We require raw materials to prepare laptop, we require labor, we will require some machinery, we require marketing team to market the product, and we require sales team to sell the actual product. So the amount required from raw materials to sales, so we need some money in order to purchase raw materials, in order to engage laborers, in order to purchase the machines or make the machines work, and we need to make the payment to the marketing team and sales team. So the amount required from raw material till the sales, till the amount is received from the customer, we need some amount. This amount is called working cycle. Okay, so amount required to complete one full cycle of business operation is called working capital. And what is working capital gap? Working capital gap is simply current assets minus current liabilities is your working capital gap. Okay, next, what is turnover method or Nayak committee method of analyzing working capital? See, simply here turnover method or Nayak committee method is here maximum permissible bank finance is 20% of annual sales. For example, so there is a company A which has a turnover of 1 crore. Then what is the maximum working capital that bank has to sanction? It can sanction up to 20 lakhs because it is 20% of the sales. So this is annual sales. What is the annual sales of a company? It is 1 crore. Okay, and what is the maximum working capital we can sanction? That is 20% of 1 crore, which is 20 lakh. Okay, so this is the working capital. And what will be the beneficiary contribution, or what is the margin money that customer has to bring in case of turnover method? It is 5%. In this case, customer has to bring at least 5 lakh rupees. Okay, turnover method, 20% of the annual sales is your working capital. Annual sales is your working capital. And what is the margin money that customer has to bring? He has to bring 5%. Now, what is the maximum loan amount that can be sanctioned to MSME using turnover method? It is 5 crores. And other than MSME, using turnover method, what is the maximum loan limit we can sanction? It is 2 crores. Next, what is OVD in terms of KYC? It is officially valid document. Now tell me whether ration card is an OVD. Whether ration card is an OVD? No. Next, whether Aadhaar is mandatory to open an account. Now tell me whether is Aadhaar is a mandatory to open an account in a bank. See, as per the RBI guidelines and as per the KYC norms, Aadhaar is not mandatory to open an account. It is not mandatory to open an account. However, if you want to get government benefits, then Aadhaar is mandatory as per which act? As per Aadhaar Act. But however, just for an account, Aadhaar is not mandatory, it is voluntary. Customer can give or he may give or he may not give. But if he wants government benefits, then he must give. Next, who is a walk-in customer? Simply, walk-in customer is a person who do not have an account with the bank. Do not have an account with the bank is called a walk-in customer. Then when KYC is required for walk-in customer, when he does the transaction of more than 50,000 rupees, then we need KYC of that person. Next question. A customer is a resident of Delhi as per his KYC documents, but he wants to open an account in Chennai. Can he open the account? If yes, within how many months he must submit his address proof? So what the question is saying, person is from Delhi. Okay, his Aadhaar card, PAN card, and all other identity cards are having address of PAN card, address of Delhi, but he wants to open account in Chennai. Can he open account? Yes, he can open, but he has to submit address proof. Okay, within how many months he has to submit? He has to submit address proof within 3 months. And what are the address proof accepted? One is rental agreement, okay, electricity bill, telephone bill, or gas connection bill. And these must not be more than 2 months old. Okay, these should not be more than 2 months old. Next, overdraft given under PMGDY is covered under dash credit guarantee scheme. So under what is the overdraft given under Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana? It is 10,000 rupees, and it is covered under CGFMU. What is CGFMU? Credit Guarantee Fund for Micro Units. What is the minimum limit under RTGS? So every kid knows it is 2 lakh. What is rate of interest on bank loans is decided by? So who decides rate of interest on bank loans? It is decided by banks themselves. Okay, rate of interest is deregulated by Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India does not decide rate of interest on bank loans. Then what is the name of SBI mobile app? It is SBI YONO. Then what is the full form of YONO? You only need one. Okay, you only need one. Next, recently SBI was in news because it has recently received World Best Consumer Bank Award and Best Bank in India award from Global Finance. Okay, so SBI has recently received as a World's Best Consumer Bank and Best Bank in India. From whom? Global Finance. Which bank? SBI. So that's all about from my side. So I try to cover everything that is possible for the SBI Cbo interview. So first watch my first video and then watch this video and watch prepare thoroughly on your resume. Okay, so if anything is left out, please comment below. I will cover all those topics also. Okay, I tried to cover as much as possible from the interview point of view. If something is left out from my side, please comment below. What are the subject, what are the topics that you want me to cover, I will cover. Okay, so if you liked video, please like it, please share share the video with all your friends, and my small request is please subscribe to my channel, because if you subscribe to my channel, I will be motivated to come out with many more videos. Okay, so I wish you very all the best for your interview, and I hope every one of you will come with flying colors. Okay, so once the results are out, please come back and share good news with us. Let us celebrate together. Okay, so in case if you have any doubts, please contact us at 9148181248, or if you have any queries, so you can write us at bankerwings1@gmail.com. Okay, so all the very best from my side. So if you have any issues, please feel free to contact us. Okay, thank you. Have a nice interview preparation.